Ilia Topuria recently appeared on a lengthy live stream with Aiden Ross, and the conversation was full of bold statements and headlines. During the stream, Topuria shared his prediction for a potential clash between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland, backing Chimaev to come out on top. He also mentioned plans to join another stream with both Ross and Chimaev in the future, which could easily go viral given the recent tension surrounding them. One of the most controversial moments came when Topuria spoke about Khabib Nurmagomedov, admitting he was never truly a fan of his fighting style and suggesting that Khabib's appeal came more from his undefeated record than his performances inside the cage, noting he only found his last few fights entertaining. Topuria didn't stop there. He also criticized the bout between Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett, calling it a poor fight and claiming both fighters looked unimpressive, despite it being a 5-round interim title fight that earned Fight of the Night.
Khabib?
He wasn't fun to watch till the last two fights, and what made him fun to watch was that he was undefeated, and the fact that there's gonna be someone that is gonna beat him. But the reality was, I never was fan of his fight style, never.
Well, it's wrestling. It's like severe, you know. Look, the chat's agreeing with you to an extent, right? Like, I'll be honest, I really love seeing the knockouts, and I love seeing the kickboxing, the boxing, the striking. I'm a big fan of that too. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Honestly, I wasn't a really big fan of UFC back when he was dominating, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to be a dick. They're calling me a dick sucker, but like, you made me a big fan.
Thank you very much.
God damn it, bro! Fuck!
Oh, I forget that you had pain in your...
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
Alexander Volkanovski believes he may have significantly impacted Diego Lopes' career after defeating him twice, suggesting Lopes might have missed his best chance at capturing UFC gold. Following his title defense, Volkanovski admitted he even felt sympathy for Lopes, explaining that the outcome of their fight was highly specific to their stylistic matchup and unlikely to be repeated by others in the division. He pointed out that his ability to stay disciplined over 25 minutes, manage distance, and control positioning inside the octagon is something most fighters struggle to replicate. According to Volkanovski, many opponents would get pulled into Lopes' aggressive style, but he was able to neutralize him through superior fight IQ, footwork, and control, making himself arguably the worst possible matchup for Lopes. He also suggested that Lopes' quick turnaround into a title fight may have ultimately cost him his biggest opportunity. At the same time, Volkanovski discussed the featherweight contender landscape, focusing on the matchup between Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy. He revealed that the UFC may have intentionally delayed the fight to build maximum hype, allowing anticipation to grow among fans. Now, with excitement at its peak, Volkanovski believes the winner of Evloev vs. Murphy will carry undeniable momentum and emerge as the clear next challenger for the title.
I feel sorry for him in a sense, really, to be honest. You would probably agree with me this. Like, I don't know if anyone would be able to sort of do that to him in a sense. Can someone stick to a game plan like that, you know, do a good job and still make it, you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking the guy had to fight me twice, and then I was able to, you know, because if most other people are going to end up fighting his fight, they might not have a choice because they probably don't know how to work him around the octagon like I can for 25 minutes. So he's eventually just going to catch them. So I feel bad because I'm probably the worst possible matchup for the guy, just purely because of my IQ and my footwork and whatnot that he just couldn't handle. So now he's pretty much wasted his chance at the title. I mean, I was probably the only guy that can do 50 minutes and just have him not knowing what's going on for 50 minutes. I don't know if there's another fighter in our division that could do that. Maybe Lerone Murphy could do something. I don't know if he would be able to do as good a job. And I'm lucky, again, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I'm just, obviously I did it for 50 minutes, so I'm allowed to sort of say I did okay with it.
Alexander Volkanovski admitted he genuinely feels sorry for Diego Lopes, explaining that their fight was a uniquely difficult stylistic matchup that few others in the division could replicate. He suggested that most fighters wouldn't be able to stick to such a disciplined game plan for 25 minutes while still effectively neutralizing Lopes, and would likely get pulled into Lopes' aggressive style instead. Volkanovski pointed out that he had to face Lopes multiple times to fully figure him out, but once he did, he was able to control the fight with precision, using his fight IQ, footwork, and ability to manage distance across the octagon. He emphasized that many opponents simply don't have the skill set to keep that level of control for an entire fight, and would eventually get caught by Lopes. Because of this, Volkanovski believes he was probably the worst possible matchup for him, capable of dominating even across extended time, saying he handled him so thoroughly that Lopes struggled to adjust. He added that this may have cost Lopes his best shot at the title, as few fighters could replicate that kind of performance. While he mentioned that Lerone Murphy might come close, he still questioned whether anyone in the division could execute a game plan as effectively as he did, especially over such a long duration.
Sean was saying the right thing. He's trying to get that title shot. He's trying to get Khamzat in the ring, and he wants to fight him for the belt. And I'll tell you what, the version that we saw of Sean Strickland last night, that was busier with the power shots. We always know he throws the teeps and he throws the jabs, but last night he was unloading with the right hands a little bit more. The jab opens everything up. The teeps keep the opponents at bay. It stops Fluffy advancing and progressing and getting into the pocket, which is where he wants to be, to land a couple of shots.
Khabib Nurmagomedov didn't stay silent for long after Ilia Topuria's recent comments, firing back with a short but meaningful response that quickly grabbed attention. Writing in Russian under a post discussing Topuria's remarks, Khabib said, "He should fly here. Let's work," a calm but clear challenge inviting Topuria to come to Dagestan and settle things in the gym. The message carried weight, not just because of Khabib's legacy, but also due to the growing tension between Topuria and the Dagestani camp, especially after his bold and somewhat disrespectful statements about both Khabib and Islam Makhachev. With Dagestan and Georgia being geographically close, the invitation felt even more personal, turning what could have been just online talk into something that now feels like a real challenge. At the same time, the situation around Islam Makhachev's next move continues to develop, with his potential welterweight title defense still unclear. Talks of a high-profile fight against Kamaru Usman reportedly hit a roadblock after UFC executive Hunter Campbell pushed back on the idea, suggesting the promotion may be heading in a different direction. This has left the division wide open, with multiple contenders now in the mix and no confirmed next challenger, increasing the anticipation around what the UFC decides to do next. Meanwhile, over in the light heavyweight division, Carlos Ulberg has made his stance very clear regarding Khamzat Chimaev potentially moving up to 205 pounds. With rumors swirling that Chimaev could chase double champion status by challenging Alex Pereira, Ulberg stepped in with a warning, saying Chimaev is too small for the division and should focus on taking care of business at middleweight first. Ulberg confidently claimed that light heavyweight is his territory and made it clear he's not welcoming new challengers who haven't proven themselves in that weight class. Back at middleweight, things are just as intense, as Sean Strickland continues to push for a fight with Chimaev, a matchup that is quickly becoming one of the biggest and most talked about fights in the division. While the idea of Chimaev moving up in weight is creating major headlines, there's still plenty of unfinished business at 185 pounds. With multiple high-stakes options on the table, Chimaev finds himself at the center of it all, where every possible path, whether staying at middleweight or moving up, leads to massive fights and potential blockbuster moments in the UFC.
And then to get the takedown, well, the jabs and the teeps kept him at bay, kept him at range, didn't allow him to get on the inside. And then Sean was moving away. It was a really, really, really good technical performance by Sean Strickland. And if you can't appreciate what you saw, maybe it's just because you haven't spent as much time training as I have.
Diego Lopes has revealed that he is seriously considering a move up to the lightweight division after coming up short in his featherweight title pursuits. According to Lopes, this idea isn't new. It's something he has been thinking about for quite some time, and now he's actively discussing it with his team. He explained that the next step is to sit down with the UFC and carefully evaluate whether the move makes the most sense for his career and the current landscape of both divisions. Lopes believes that competing at 155 pounds could allow him to perform closer to his natural weight, potentially improving his durability and overall output inside the cage. Given his past performances against larger opponents, there's confidence that he can handle the physicality of the lightweight division. If the move happens, it could open up fresh matchups and a new path toward contention, making this a crucial turning point in his career as he looks to reset and make another run at championship gold. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. That's it from Knockout Corner. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for daily MMA news and updates. Catch you in the next one.